What is up, guys? Welcome to the September 25th, 2025 patch note, bald note rundown. Oh my god, put on Dark Reader. What are we doing? There we go. All right, there's a lot of events today, guys. Like, a lot of events. So, I've already read through these so that I can try to summarize this a little bit better. First, let's cover the events that are ending. Okay, the events that are ending are the tag event, the guild, like, Node War event, RBF event, and then there's like a BDO fashion event that's ending as well. Okay. Also, the guild fair event, if you're on certain servers, that's apparently ending too, you know, whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. All right. Pen boss gear ×2 ultra fast leveling. So what they're doing is that new players are going to get 2 pieces of boss gear when you graduate seasonal. Okay, I think it's part of it, like hitting level 61, I want to say. You basically just do your dark rifts and the seasonal pass, and when you do them, you are going to get 2 pieces of boss gear. Okay. Here it is. Reach level 60. So it's level 60 with a seasonal character, guys, and you're going to be able to get 2 pieces of boss gear if you're choosing. This is, of course, in addition to the boss gear that you're getting, like the Dead God boss gear. So between these 2 pens and the Magnus pen, you should be able to get all your pens for free. And again, so like you're almost skipping Tuvala at this point, okay? All right, but like you still need to get pinned Tuvala, but like you're gonna get right off of it now. So never been better for a new player, man. Those catch-up mechanics going hard. Ultra leveling with the season pass, ultra fast leveling with the season pass. It's literally just a season pass. They're literally just giving you a season pass. It's the season pass again. Speed up Odores and Ornette Spirit Essence crafting. If you are somebody that doesn't have their infinite potion, this is the best infinite potion event I have ever seen in Black Desert. So you do all the weeklies for your potion, okay? And after you do the weekly, there will be a ×3 weekly that you can do that gives you like 3 times the rewards. So you're basically able to get 60 pity pieces for doing your weeklies every week. And this is going for the next like 3-ish weeks. Middle of October. It's like October 14th, I think, is when this ends. So yeah, best. Honestly, even people that do have infinite potions, I mean, if you're somebody that likes crafting extra infinite potions, it'll be a lot easier during the event there. So October 15th is when that ends. Log in for Cron stones. I don't know why, but we're getting 7,000 Cron stones just for logging in. Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. You're also getting a T10 tap, Bountiful Autumn Festival gift box, and then a Choose Your Fall outfit box as well, just as log in the rewards in the next 21 days. So just keep logging in, guys. You're also going to get a value pack and stuff, like a 7-day value pack and stuff. So that's fun. You know, 7K Crons W means that people that are doing their Edana armor and are... If you only are doing your Edana armor, that will literally be enough Cron stones to do all your attempts, probably. Well, it'll be close. It'll be close. Right there. Guild missions and enhanced guild bosses. So, enhanced missions, double bosses. So there's double guild bosses going on during the event, so you can summon them twice. And then there's enhanced guild missions. So please, if you're in reassembled and reconstructed, we're pumping guild missions this week, guys. You make a lot more silver per hour by doing guild missions during the event. It's 400 million a guild mission. That's pretty crazy if you were to do one all by yourself. So it's actually really nice. There's also life-size appropriate guild stuff too. So yeah, the guild EXP is giga as well during the event. So if you're trying to grow a guild shell, that's really good too. Hands-on farming and gathering, it is 2 times the event drop rate. So the 10x gather, whenever you do the event for gathering, it's 2 times the event drop rate. You also are going to get a buff while you're gathering. It's going to give you 500 life skill mastery and 5 move speed here. Hold on, I got to take out my pen. All right, so yeah, 500 mastery, 5 move speed there. Blessing of the Spirits recovers 10 energy upon acquisition. Sure, whatever. But yeah, and then you're going to have 50% life EXP during the event as well, excluding trading and mount EXP. So big event for life skillers. It's one of the best events that life skillers can get. Keep in mind the the cooking and alchemy event should still be going on with like the Dalshane thing. So you can also like that event's gonna be giga too. Item drop rate, so it's hot time, boys. 50% item drop rate during the event, W right now. Now I wanna be clear, sometimes SEA gets drop rate and NAEU does not. I don't know, maybe it's because our community management team hates us. It is what it is. But if we don't get 50% item drop rate, I think it would be a fair response to absolutely complain out of your minds on the forums. I'm just saying. It is what it is. 70% off autumn sale. I don't know why this is an event. This is literally just their put the game on sale. And again, the only people that read the patch notes are people that already own the game in most cases. But you know, it is what it is. If you want to try to get your friend into drugs and alcohol, maybe you could just get them into Black Desert instead during the event. News and improvements, class changes. Okay, so guys, Sorc was not buffed enough last week. They decided that they need to buff Succession Sorc even more because they feel like she is underperforming still. Very interesting. I can't wait for the comments section of this patch to see the Sorc mains that are justifying it and saying, we're so weak. I keep cutting myself in the bathtub and I just can't stop. It's ridiculous. And then everybody else that's obviously like the reasonable Giga Chads that are like, why in the hell is Sorc keep getting buffed? Suck Wusa? Anybody? Anyone? Anyway, today's patch brings balance changes for several classes in PvP following the recent damage calculation over overall. We've been gathering and analyzing data, and this update reflects those findings. We've strengthened classes whose core skills are underperforming while reining in skills that dealt excessive damage, especially long-range ones. In addition to adjusting damage, we've also improved combos and overhaul for classes that felt cumbersome in PvP. Separately, we'd like to note that we are carefully reviewing burst skills with floating and arrow attacks, which can inflict massive damage in an instant. Oh my God! Dude! They're talking about Awakening Megu. That's what I get for making an Awakening Megu guy that said, hey, this class is entirely based around air attack damage. This class is entirely based around air attack damage. So you want to float them and then get all this air attack damage in. It's like one of the only classes that can really do air attack damage. And I'm not saying it's necessarily just because of me, but like, let's be honest. What classes in the game really can capitalize on air attack damage consistently? Like maybe there's like Kuno can capitalize a little bit on like one or two of their skills, and then like some of the other classes, like maybe you can get like, you know, Twilight Dash with DK and a couple of, but like for the most part, air attacks are extremely difficult to get off. I really hope that they don't nerf air attacks because like, dude, they're already hard enough to get to work, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't even understand, why is this even an issue? Float isn't even a super long CC. Sorc, here we go. Buckle the up. Suck Sorc received adjustments to bring her PvP performance more in line with her intended playstyle, especially for skills whose damage felt too low. Prime Dark Flames PvP damage has been increased so it can serve as one of the main skills alongside Prime Blackwave. And since she doesn't have forward guard or moving while moving backwards, so S block, we've boosted the damage of her range skills to help her pressure her enemies from afar. Wait, back up. You're giving her damage buffs on her range skills because she doesn't have an S block? Dear Succession Ninjas, if ever you were going to complain, now is the time. What the Prime Abyssal Flame. Remove the down attack on the skill. Prime Dream of Doom. Change critical hit rate 50% to now apply before fully charged attacks. That's a buff. Adjust the damage on the following skills. Prime Dark Flame, Prime Dream of Doom, Prime Abyssal Flame, and Prime Bloody Calamity are all... Wait a minute. Yeah, they're all getting damage buffs. Reasonably big damage buffs. I want to point out to everybody that just because the number goes from 21.6 to 29.5 does not mean that it's like an 8-ish% damage increase. It kind of depends on what the damage numbers are on the skill. It just means that like it's getting more damage. Okay, exactly how much damage you need a spreadsheet, but a number is going up. All right, so it's happening on all of them. So. Hey guys, you guys have been watching the video for like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes now. It would really mean a lot if you could hit that like button down below. It does mean a lot, guys. Thanks so much. Berserker. It just wouldn't be a Black Desert patch unless we instigated a riot. More Berserker buffs. Yay! So exciting. Awakening Berserker now has super armor on ground lifting to improve its combo stability. It also has super armor on literally every single skill in the kit. We've also added a frontal guard so that they take absolutely no damage from anything whatsoever. We found that Berserker players are so while playing this game that they were still managing to die despite the fact that their health bars were actually the largest in the entire game while also scaling incredibly with DR. To fix this, again, we have added super armored frontal guard to every single skill in the Berserker kit in Awakening and Succession. Not really, but seriously though, what are we doing? Now, I will say that I actually agree with some of these buffs. I know that's going to be a hot take, but I'll get to it in a second. However, if you haven't learned the core ground lifting, comboing with the next CC and switching to Awakening with Friends or Destroyer ground lifting combo from the main weapon, grapple skill becomes difficult. To resolve this, a grapple combo with the main weapon now lets you transition straight into Awakening with ground lifting. Okay, so I'll go through these one at a time. Absolute Undertaker, remove the EP increase on hits, add an all DP reduction minus 20 for 10 seconds on hits. So, you know, whatever. Absolute Corpse Storm, this is a grab, and then all damage reduction minus 20 for 10 seconds on hits. Remove the temporary slow effect during attacks. So this is a massive buff to Berserker grab, and I think it is completely unnecessary. I think that because it's the absolute grab, but it's for main and Succession, so my guess is that Succession will get this as well. So Berserkers across the board for Awakening and Succession are getting buffed. It just wouldn't be a patch on this Prelibus buffed Succession Berserker. They now are just going to debuff your DR by 20 the moment that they grab you, which is ridiculous. Like, what are we even talking about? As if grabs weren't strong as it is. Absolute Rock Smash. And again, the reason I don't like this, guys, is because other classes have to CC somebody and then apply their DP, like, debuff skill. Pretty much every other class has to do that. For Berserker now, your primary catch skill will work in your damage reduction, or like the DP debuff skill, to your catch skill. Which means that they can have more, that they have even more versatility in how much damage they can actually get done. Like, it's just gonna get, it's going to diversify their combos, which isn't necessarily a bad thing if every other class in the game had this change, but it's really annoying. I don't agree with this. And again, mainly because it buffs Succession as well. And Succession Berserker is Absolute Rock Smash. Remove the temporary slow effect during attacks. Okay. Awakening. Now, I want to be clear. Awakening Berserker is not really an overpowered class. It has a massive health pool, but it is not nearly as tanky as Succession is. Or as protected as Succession is. So I will be honest. I know that people are expecting a crash out here, but I do think that Awakening Berserker getting some much needed quality of life changes is not necessarily a bad thing. Added comboing from Down Smash, Rock Smash, Corpse Storm, and Undertaker if Predatory Hunt is locked. Sure. Improved a combo smoother from Evasion with your Iron Buster. Added super armor to the skill, and this is for ground lifting, guys. Changed floating on extra attacks to hit in PvE only. Learning the core variation will apply floating in PvP as well. Okay, so, and I think that this is reasonable. Every other class in the game is perma protected all the time. I think that Awakening Berserker, you know, like what? Screw it, you know what I mean? Like, flow shooting mobility changed so that there's no collision while moving. And that is a very nice thing. Improves so that to combo smoother into Great Leap and increase the available combo window. Adjusting the damage of the following skills. Flame Buster, Shooting Mobility, and Ancient Power are all getting very substantial PvE and PvP buffs, it looks like. Holy crap. Flame Buster is going from 1561% to 4069%. That's literally insane. It's almost a 3x increase. But then they're only losing about, 25%, 24% damage in PvP on the skill. So that should be a buff in PvP too. You can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Shooting Mobility looks like applies all Flame Buster damage 1.5 times 2. And now it just applies it times 2. So that's just a flat buff in both PvE and PvP. Flow Ancient Power. All damage applies Flame Buster damage. All damage applies Flame Buster damage. 2.5 times 2 and then 1.5 times 2. So kind of a nerf to Ancient Power a little bit there. Interesting. All right. Suck Valk. You are up tremendous again. They have not forgotten about you anymore. They've remembered that you're a class the last couple of patches here. So suck Valks, rejoice and be glad. For Succession Valkyrie, probably because they came out with the Insular boss and they were like, oh shit, Succession Valkyrie the class. That's probably what it was. For Succession Valkyrie, we focused on improving the usability of Prime Shining Dash. Now in small-scale fights, opponents will be more cautious about exposing openings. Prime Shining Dash can now be activated independently without needing Shield Chase, making it harder for opponents to predict your moves. When used up close, it will stop the dash and instantly apply a stiffness and knockdown effects. This allows Valkyrie players to swiftly seize openings and combo their skills more effectively. So here it is. Shining Dash, Prime Shining Dash, change the key combo to WRMB, and you can see the changes here. They also reduced the cooldown as well, 40 to 35 and 15 to 10 seconds respectively. So massive cooldown reduction there. Changed his skill add-on to be tier 2. So W there. Prime Shining Dash, increase the hit detection area for stiffness before attacks. Improve to combo smoother into glaring slash, sword of judgment, severing light. Increase your character's rotation speed during the dash based on the camera's direction. Increase the maximum distance. Change the cooldown from 14 to 8 seconds, which is a massive buff. 14 to 8 seconds. And then skill tier for skill add-on is tier 2 now, instead of, I think it was maybe tier 3 before. Increase the hit detection for stiffness before attacks. I skipped this. If an enemy enters the stiffness area while dashing, your character will stop immediately and apply stiffness. Decrease the distance traveled after colliding with an enemy, allowing knockdown and stiffness effects more smoothly. Okay, DK. I know that this looks like big buffs to Awakening DK, but like, I'm gonna be real, these buffs piss me the fuck off. Because none of these are buffs. These are all fluff. None of these actually matter at all. Like, literally every single one of these buffs is basically completely worthless. Their excuse was that Awakening DK is shifting utilized knockdown in their PvP combos instead of floating. Previously, most Awakening skills applied floating, which limited the amount of PvP damage you could chain in a single combo. By switching to knockdown, you'll be able to extend your combos and increase your damage in PvP. Sounds great. They only did that on one skill. Well, actually, no. They did that on useless skills. Grip of Grudge. They added a down attack to the skill. Useless. Grip of Grudge is a completely unprotected skill that you really only use in PvE to get your health back. That is it. Does decent damage in PvE, but no self-respecting DK is using Grip of Grudge in PvP. Flow Spirit Blaze. Another useless skill that is completely unprotected. Remove the down smash and added a knockdown. Sweet. Useless. Flow Darkness Outpouring. This is after you use Shattering Darkness. If you hold the button, like if you hold left mouse button, you go forward. And if you hold right mouse button, you go backwards and have a frontal guard. This is buffing the forward version of that. So if you were to use the Shattering Darkness, hold left mouse button, your character will dive in. And instead of a float, it will be a knockdown now. This is not, again, this is supposed to be a buff in PvP. This is not really a buff in PvP unless you're in a 1v1 specifically. And sure, then yeah, maybe that helps a little bit, sure, but only specifically there. You can't use it in small scale, you can't use it in large scale. It's certainly not going to be useful in PvE. This is like marginally like, okay, maybe we can use this, like okay, sure, but you're completely unprotected when you go forward like that, so beware. Core Touch of Exploitation. Please bear in mind, this is not Touch of Exploitation. This is the core skill for Touch of Exploitation, which is your SLMB. Not a single Dark Knight on any server in the entire world is using the core for Touch of Exploitation. Maybe there's some kid that has this on accident, or maybe they right-clicked on accident, but I don't know why they're buffing this. No one will ever use it, but they're basically making a float on the first hit. Funny, because they literally just said that they were trying to make her floats knockdowns, and now we're getting a float. I don't understand it. You don't understand it. Why would we buff this core? No one ever uses it. It should just be removed as a core skill, and they should add something else entirely. Like, I'll be honest with you, I'd rather see like Grip of Grudge be a core skill. Grip of Grudge being a core skill would be kind of cool. You know, it gives it super armor, and maybe I don't know, a KD. I have no idea, or a bound or something. Nope, totally useless. This is tits on a boar hog useless. Trap Evadier added two hits to the attack before the backward animation. Again, completely useless. Nobody uses Trap Evadier for damage. It is used for an evasion debuff. I have no idea what the they're doing. Spirit Hunt. This is the only reasonable buff here, and it's not a buff, it's just a quality of life change. Add an attack cast speed plus 10% while using the skill. This effect is the same as Unveiled Dagger. So now you will not have to use Unveiled Dagger and Awakening constantly. You can just use Spirit Hunt and stay in your Awakening form for PvE or PvP. In PvE, it's not really super useful. You're still going to use your bomb skill, Shivzy, like really frequently, because you know you want to use your darkness burst or whatever it's called, the Magnus skill still. So I don't know. I mean, like that's a good quality of life buff at least. But like the rest of these are useless. Black Spirit Spirit Hunt. You will no longer like charge up before you do it. It'll just do it, and it's still useless. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like nobody really uses this. Maybe. Maybe you could use Spirit Hunt now. It could be kind of useful because it is a stiffen, I think, when you use the Black Spirit version. So, you know, depending on how quickly it comes out, 10% Black Spirit Hunt actually could be our best BSR yet, but also could be useless. We'll see. We'll see. But, like, most of these, useless, basically useless, completely useless. Decent quality of life buff, basically useless. And again, really good DKs in PvP, maybe in like AOS and stuff. Maybe you could get use out of Black Spirit Hunt. But really, in most cases, you're probably not going to be using it. It's probably going to be locked. I think this is an excuse for them to be like, yeah, see, we buffed Awakening DK. These are not Awakening DK buffs. This is an Awakening DK quality of life change. And everything else is useless. I just don't even understand it. I'm actually kind of pissed because Succession gets actual buffs. Like, Suck DK keeps getting actual buffs all the time. And, like, Awakening is still, like, bottom F tier in PvE. Like, literally, like, the lowest performing classes in PvE. So a perfect example of this, guys, is here's Suck DK's performance at Orbita. And Garmoth is not the end-all be-all, right? Like, let's be honest. The trash sleep numbers are skewed, but they're skewed for everybody. So it's a good trend, like, so you can see which classes are doing really well at the various grind zone. You see Suck DK performing at 3rd at Orbita. And then you look... Awakening DK is way the f*** down here, right? Like, in the bottom half of... Like we're way the... And we still only have 52 hours here, so it's not necessarily the best sample size, but like it's basically like this at basically every grind zone in the game. Like you, I will say that some spots, Suck and Awakening are both doing very poorly. The DK is just terrible. But then other spots, it's like Succession is God tier, and then Awakening is just, again, F tier at basically everything. I don't understand it. And that's just PvE. In PvP, it's the same thing. I don't know of a single Dark Knight that thinks that Awakening DK is OP in PvP and Succession isn't, right? Succession is definitely way stronger in PvP. And then it's because when Succession gets buffs, they get buffs to skills and things that actually help them, and damage and things that actually help them. And when Awakening get buffs, we get buffs on the core skill to Touch of Exploitation because our developers don't actually play the game. The fact that the devs are even buffing this skill tells you how out of touch these people are. It's like actually just insane that you would buff that skill. It's the most useless skill in the entire DK kit, like the core of that skill. The normal skill is like, okay, it's a frontal guard, it's gonna get you a bunch of health back, whatever. But like, you're never using that in PvP. That's not a PvP skill. Anyway, Lahn. Awakening Lahn. You're getting improvements, so you don't have to rely on Soul Raid to pressure your enemies. I think they mean your dash. You'll now have additional ways to strike at the weak points. If you succeed in exploiting an opening, the CC effects have been adjusted, so you can follow up even with more attacks. Similar to previous update, improving eradication using Bloody Stride and Deadly Dance now retains some move speed while you're giving extra chances to attack enemies who have been knocked down. After Primrose Sprint, you can now combo into Airborne Smash Attack, making it easier for Lahn to dodge incoming blows and exploit enemies' openings. In addition, Flailing Blades, which previously had limited use outside of its buff effect, has been enhanced to getting part of the Furious Chase's CC effect transferred to it, allowing you to threaten openings without having to close the distance. I might be tagging Awakening Lahn, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Lahn is super hot, and the Awakening version actually has cool skill effects. Suck Lahn, no cool skill effects. Just super hot girl. You're staring at her legs the entire time. But Awakening Lahn, super hot girl, and cool skill effects. The problem is you used to grief yourself in PvP and PvE by doing it. Yeah, that's rapidly changing. I'll be honest with you. This is patch after patch now where we're getting Awakening Lahn buffs. Furious Chase. Change the stiffness to apply in PvE only. Move the stiffness on hits for PvP to Flailing Blades. Awakening Deadly Dance. Improved a combo faster from Bloody Stride. Changed from float to a knockdown. Removed air smash and air attack. Added down attack. I'm sure that some Lahns will not be happy about that. Improved a combo faster from Morning Dew. Flailing Blades. Changed from stun to stiffness. Added forward guard while using the skill. Changed to no longer move toward target on hits. Changed to pressing RMB after use no longer activates the extra motion. Change the extra motion to now activate when comboed from Bloody Stride. Change the motion when comboed from Bloody Stride. Change to no longer combo into the stab from Blood Moon Twist, and adjusted the damage due to some skill changes. So here's what it looks like before and after. So I know that was a lot, but if you look at it, it's definitely massively improved. I'll be honest with you. The Flailing Blades is way, way better now. Yeah, that looks sick. Primrose Spirit. I'm sorry, Primrose Sprint. Added the combo into Ethereal Dance and Fragment Stigma when used in Awakening. So definitely a huge buff here as well. Massive buff to Awakening Lahn right here. Change so your character does not collide with others. Well, I say not massive buff, but it's a really good quality of life change. I'll be honest with you, this is more of a quality of life change, and this is a big quality of life change. Change so your character does not collide with others when using the Morning Dew, Ethereal Dance, or Fragrant Stigma in Awakening. Adjusted the following damage. Flailing Blades is now going to do 4 times as much damage in PvE, and in PvP it looks like it's only going down by like, I don't know, 18%, 20%, something like that. Yeah, 17-ish percent, something like 17%, but like it's the overall damage is getting massively buffed, so like you're gonna do more damage in PvE and PvP. Guardian, big. Guardian, big. Oh my god, your dick is so hard right now. Previously, Awakening Guardian could combo skills faster using quit slots than manual controls. We've improved manual controls so to combo skills just as quickly no matter how you play. And I know some Awakening Guardians are like, wait, what? Yeah. It used to be that some of your skills would literally come out faster if you just put them on a quick slot instead of actually pressing the keybinds. That will no longer be the case. Now when you press the keybinds, they'll come out just as fast. It's funny because other classes are the opposite. If you put something on a keybind, it comes out slower, right? And that kind of makes sense. Fierce Disdain, improved the combo faster with Awakening skills. Fireborn Rupture. Yep, got the quick slot treatment. God Incinerator, got the quick slot treatment. Infernal Nemesis, got the quick slot treatment. Neck Impaler, quick slot treatment. Frigid Wind, quick slot treatment. Cleansing Flame, quick slot treatment. That's pretty funny. Archer! For Archer, PvP damage was overly concentrated on a few skills such as Earth Shatter, Sunfall, and Covering Fire. We've rebalanced PvP damage across more skills to create a fairer distribution. I talked to some Archer mains about this, guys, and after they were done flirting with me, they decided that they don't like these changes. I think a lot of Archers are upset because they're losing a lot of damage on skills that are actually useful, and they're being put on skills that are much less useful. Overall, it's kind of like DK got up above. So, Bolt of Radiance, Earth Shatter, Sunfall, Covering Fire, Sylvia, Spear of Sylvia, Mountain Breeze, Righteous Smite, Ruthragon's Call, and Ultimate Zephyr Leap are all being changed. Looks like Bolt of Radiance is getting more damage. Earth Shatter is getting way less damage. Sunfall is getting way less damage. Covering Fire, way less damage. Spear of Sylvia, a little bit more damage. Mountain Breeze, a little bit more damage. Righteous Smite, a little bit more damage. Luthragon's Call, a little bit more damage. Zephyr Leap, a little bit more damage. So yeah, Archer mains, let me know what you guys think about these. I don't play Archer, so it's difficult for me to tell whether this is a buff or a nerf, or Archer mains are really just blowing things out of proportion, so bear that in mind. Scholar. Okay, now Scholar mains, you're my favorite people because you're always so happy and upbeat about everything. Life is good, Scholar mains. Gravity Anchor got it at attack speed plus 15% for 15 seconds. This is not a buff, it's just a quality of life things because you already had that on one of your other skills, so oh well. You know, it is what it is. We'll take it. You take those. Maybe I take Scholar instead, I don't know. Dosa. Awakening Dosa can support allies through elements generate, and on top of that, he wields range damage strong enough to rival other ranged classes. To keep things balanced, we've made some adjustments in PvP. Thank God they have listened to my and our cries. Change the damage in PvP as follows for Awakening Dosa. Sundering Sweep, massive nerf. Winged Kick, big nerf. Wood Bend 4, damage buff, slight damage buff. Fire Blaze 4, damage buff. Metal Temper. Okay, this one's nerfed. Weave 4, buff again. Fire Spread. Oh my gosh, big nerf to Fire Spread. Metal Pour, massive nerf to Metal Pour as well. So yeah, Awakening Dosa getting definitely brought down to earth a little bit on some of these changes. That's a W. I think they like finally realized that Awakening Dosa is just dealing way too much damage in PvP. So these are good changes in my opinion. Deadeye. I'm really sorry about this, guys. I played Deadeye for like 3 weeks. I don't want to say it's me, but let's be honest, Deadeye was never touched. It was not touched before I started playing it. I'm so sorry. I gotta get off Mystic immediately. Off to Mystic immediately is more like it. Okay, Deadeye's little devil skill was dealing excessively high damage in PvP from long distances, so we've reduced its power. While Little Devil is still stronger than Revolver or Shotgun skills, its ability to inflict high damage from beyond an opponent's view distance in large-scale PvP fights has been toned down. Yeah, realistically, guys, let's be honest with you. Deadeye was doing a little bit too much damage with them rockets anyway, so it's not really my fault. I'm gonna be honest. It's not necessary. Okay, well, it's not. You can point the finger at me. You can. I could see how you could do that. But like realistically, anybody that's fought a Deadeye knows that them rockets are doing just way too much damage, right, guys? It is what it is. Anyway, Rocket's Red Glare is only losing 3%. Reach for the Skies losing 12%. Deadeye Shot is losing, is losing 10%. Beautiful Motion is losing 3%. Bombs Bursting in Air is losing another, 8%. Wow. Yep. I play it, it gets nerfed. Not necessarily just because of me. Maybe it's just timing. Could just be timing. I think we can all agree Deadeye's rockets were dealing a lot of damage. She did get nerfed another time, though. She did. This is like the third nerf in a row. This is the second or third nerf in a row for Deadeye. I mean, it's hard to say. If we see Mystic, I'm gonna roll off a Mystic, bro. I gotta get the fuck out that class, bro. It's like Megu, DK got nerfed when I start playing it. Megu got nerfed when I start playing it. Now Deadeye got like a slight buff and then immediately into 3 nerfs. Like 2 or 3 nerfs. Like, I don't know, man. All right, so there's some bugs and fixes. All right, new season. We don't care. We already read through all this. Okay, updated the location for the game of Edana's candidate at Tenebrum Castle. So this is like the 10 challenger battle. This is like the free-for-all for the Edana. Is gonna be here now at Tenebrum. Item, improve the item descriptions of Cronstone, Memfrag, Lila Petal to reflect the latest details, whatever. Monster, Zephyros Castle, improve the starting speed of the bonus mechanics by 60%. Improve the progression speed of the bonus mechanics by 20%. I don't know what the heck that means. The number of monsters during the bonus mechanics stays unchanged. Increase the search range for Copper's energy by Zephyr's Shadow Knight. All right. Improve the Zephyr's Shadow Knight to return precisely to its original position when no hostile players are present. Tenebrum. Change the spawn method, so instead of all general monster packs appearing at once, they now instantly emerge at the designated spawn times. Change the central altar to summon 4 surrounding slates. Change the slates to be summoned about 10 seconds after entering Marnie's realm instead of being present from the start. Improve the Carson's Altar slate protection control, so if you quickly defeat the final wave of monsters, the protection protocol ends immediately. Change the Carson's Altar to reset the monster zone, and all remnants of the Seer if all remnants of the Seer are not defeated within 5 minutes of the protection protocol starting. Change the Carson's Altar to reset the monster zone if you move too far away from when the protection protocol begins. Double the range of the mechanic related to Carson's Altar. Change Tenebrum Castle monsters to now pursue adventures over greater distances. Oh god. Why? What do we mean? Reduce the stun radius of nearby monsters when defeating the remnants of the Seer. Improve the to show the Manticore's attack area before it jumps down from the altar to attack. Good, because that was kind of annoying. Improve the icon for the Manticore's cleansed aura buff, which can be obtained when the Manticore's mind control weakens. Okay. Nymphomir's Castle. Change the conditions for Coral Naga Chief's Shaman's jump attack as follows. If the Coral Naga Chief Summon has attacked at least 3 times and is located beyond a certain distance from the adventurer. Okay, whatever. Aetherion Castle. Improve the bonus mechanic of the monster zone to grant high DR for a short time at the start. Okay. Quest and knowledge. Added a hidden story about the doors of a Yeli, Paradise's door, unveiling the intertwined past of Cabal Bayram and his companion Ayawaki from Hakin's Sanctuary. Sound it out. Blue, sound it out. This is pretty cool. I like hidden stories. This is cool. I like the hidden stuff. That's cool. That's how you make questing interesting. They should give like a cool title at the end. You should give a cool title for completing the hidden quest line, in my opinion. Made the following improvements to Edana's legacy. Improve the entry and exit quest to feel more natural. Okay, whatever. Improved boss encounter mechanics in Edana to guarantee knowledge acquisition. Nice. UI, improve the block history of the guild guest book so that the family names of adventurers who've left is no longer displayed. That's annoying. Added a description to contribution point usage, clarifying the contribution point rental items might be installed in your residence. This description only appears when there's a difference in contribution points. Sure. System, change the navigate to Edana to now be set from general inlands areas like Velia without a compass. Okay. Change navigation to the Abyssal Well in Hakin's Sanctuary, so it now be available without a compass. Sure. Personally, I think that the Abyssal Well to Edana should be free. Shouldn't even cost 5 mil. I mean, it's a little thing, but like you have to use the Abyssal Well to get there, basically. So, web added view and hide functions for the secondary password in the web market. Nobody cares. Translation. Okay. Now for the important part, the Pearl Shop. Am I right, boys? Oh no. Oh boy, we got maids in here. Novice season starter pack. Oh boy. So there's the Black Spirit Pass. Sure. 50% off pack right there. Adventure Boost pack. This is just giving you an outfit, 8 inventory slots, some juice, loot scrolls. This is actually not bad. Actually, this is actually pretty good. It's actually a pretty good pack because then you can get an outfit on your new seasonal character, the one that you want. Like you can choose an outfit, right? And then inventory's good. 30% discount coupon kind of cook, but you know, it is what it is. One family special convenience pack. What is this? Once per family, 70% off. You can select multiples of the same. Select 5. Storage, transaction, wizard goss fee, and inventory. Wow. And it's only 450. I think this is times 3. It should be like that. That should be like $15 for like 5 maids. If that's the case, I could be wrong about that. This is SEA prices, so it's not going to be the same, guys. Could be like $20 for like 5 maids. That's giga worth it. That's like insane. You pick the storage maids every time, guys. Unless you're a new player, the inventory could be good on one of your characters, sure. Goss fee, intermittently useful. And then, you know, if you have like 300 storage maids, sure, you can pick the transaction maid there. But yeah, it's also going to give you 20 loot scrolls, 300% combat EXP scrolls, blessed message scroll times 5, and alien blessing times 20, whatever. 50% off season character ticket. All right, so it's like $3. It's like $3 to get a new season character ticket. You used to just give us that for free. Now they're making money off of it. It is what it is. Packages. Special training bag, not worth it. Backpack bundle, super worth it. Usually when the inventory comes out, the 35% off on inventory. Like you can also, if you really want inventory, guys, you can get the times 5 inventory and then use the discount coupon. I thought they were giving you a discount coupon here. Never mind. Oh. Yeah, if you're a new player, you could get the season boost pack, which gives you 8 inventory and an outfit, and then a 30% discount coupon, and then use the 30% discount coupon on the inventory pack here, the backpack bundle. Giga. Yeah, here's the backpack bundle. 40% off, that's insane. I would say that you probably don't need over like 100 inventory slots, though. Over 100 is like, you know, whatever. Just flexing. Thea's Orb, whatever, if you need a fairy, sure. Pet pack, Gosphy pack, storage pack, sure. Oh, weight sale. Oh, weight is way more money normally. 30% off on weight is insane. Nader's apartment, 20% off. Also, the tent is 20% off. So, really good sale for new players in here, guys. Let me know what you guys think about the balance changes. I have my opinion. The community has their opinion. Remember, the devs are listening to the comment section more than they listen to me in a lot of cases. So, bear that in mind. I love you guys so much. I'll catch you in the next video. I'll be live tomorrow. See ya.